Hello everyone! Today I am going to brew our beautiful Kabuse Sencha, which we included in our Meiji Club shipment. If you have already received your tea club box, please feel free to follow along and let's have a lovely tea time together. Or if you are not part of our tea club, you can still enjoy the video to see how we brew a cup of Japanese green tea and how we made this delicious tea. So what I'm going to do first is to warm the kyusu with hot water. The kyusu I'm using today is our Futanashi kyusu, which literally means no lid teapot. Without a lid covering the beautiful leaves, it is easy to see the leaves unfurling as it gives the water its delicious flavor. Once I can feel the heat from the side of the kyusu, I'd like to move the water to each cup to warm them up as well. Of course, you can use any type of teacup, but I like to use white ones as it is easy to judge the tea color and how it is changing while pouring the tea. That's also how tea farmers judge whether the tea is ready or not rather than time taken to brew. Now I'd like to put the tea leaves in the empty kyusu. I am going to use 5 grams of tea today, and since this packet has about that, let's put it all in. While waiting for the water to cool down a little bit more, let's take a closer look at the tea leaf itself. Firstly, this tea has a beautiful aroma. It's green and sweet with a hint of seaweed. I really like to take a moment just to enjoy the aroma before brewing. The kyusu is filled with the brim with the tea's aroma as the leaves get warmed up from the heat of the kyusu. Now let's check if the water is ready for the first infusion. I normally check the water temperature by holding a cup, just like this, as with a hand it is very easy to tell if it's too hot or just warm enough. If I can comfortably hold a cup in my hand, it means that the water should be around 60 degrees Celsius or less, which is ideal for the first infusion for Kabuse Sencha to extract sweetness without too much bitterness. So let's pour the water back to the kyusu with a circular motion to cover the tea evenly with water. While waiting for the tea brewing, let's take a closer look at its cultivation and processing. Kabuseru means to shade in Japanese. Our Kabuse Sencha is shaded for 2 weeks before harvesting to reduce the exposure to sunlight to keep the sweetness in the tea. Reducing the exposure to sunlight by shading makes the tea leaves tender and produce more chlorophyll. This results in a beautiful darker green color in the leaves. Once the tea is harvested, it's transported to our Sencha factory to start processing, where we simply steam, roll, shape, and dry the tea. There are 7 machines in total in our factory. And after the steaming process, the tea is carefully rolled and shaped through these machines, as well as reducing the moisture content down to 3 to 5%. Most green teas made in Japan are senchas, which has this unique needle shape. It was originally created for keeping the tea's beautiful green color, also helping the tea to last longer and reducing its volume so we can pack more in the clay jars to make the transport to Edo from Uji much easier. Sencha is now the most popular green tea in Japan. Now time's up! Let's pour the tea. I am going to pour it little by little into each cup with a back and forth motion to make sure that each cup gets an even amount of the tea and also flavor of the tea as well. Please make sure that you are draining all the tea out of the kyusu so that it wouldn't affect the flavor in later infusions. If you prefer, you can pour the tea into a pitcher first and then distribute it into the cups. What's important here is that the tea is served with the same strength of flavor for each cup and to ensure you have drained the tea until the final drops to be able to enjoy different flavors in each infusion. I personally prefer to make several infusions within an hour as if you leave the tea too long between infusions, it gets cold and might affect the flavors. These are my personal preferences for each infusion. Generally speaking, you can enjoy the differences by brewing from cooler to hotter temperature as you make several infusions. But of course, you can adjust the timing and water temperature as you like. For example, our President Aki likes to brew the tea with boiling water, even for the first infusion. And there's nothing wrong with that. After enjoying several infusions, there won't be so many rich flavors coming out in the cup. However, that is not the end of the tea. Before we finish up, let me share a last cup of tea with you. This might surprise you a bit since it is not an infusion, but it's the tea leaf itself. Because it is a freshly harvested spring tea, the tea leaves are very soft and tender. I am going to make a tea salad out of the leaves we brewed with a little genmai, which is a toasted rice, and a few drops of soy sauce on top. In fact, 70% of the nutrients are still in the tea, as these are not water soluble. These are nutrients such as vitamin E, fiber, protein, and some minerals too. Eating the tea leaves after brewing will help you to take those great nutrients tea has, which would not be possible to take by just drinking a cup of tea. Feel free to make your own recipe with the tea, and please share with me if you find a nice one. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed sharing the tea with you today. Let me know if you have any questions or things you'd like to know more of in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!